Hey guys, my name is Naz and I'm the founder of Nava Ads, performance marketing agency. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact process we use to generate cash profit for our high ticket jewelry client in e-com niche, right? So basically generating these kind of results, let me refresh that so we'll see that. So 8x ROAS with AOV of over 1500 bucks. And I'm going to show you exact process we use every campaign and what we do here so you can replicate it for your business, right? If we take a look at monthly reporting, by the way, if you're not using this reporting tool inside of Meta, you're missing a lot. And I would recommend you to play with, different setups here because you can actually see really good data and compare that by month to month or even day to day and so on. So as you can see, we generated almost $1 million in revenue just from Facebook ads for this client from new customers in 2025. Right now it's September, as you can see, almost the end of September. So it will be over the million until the end of this year. So let's jump into that, right? All right, so first of all, as you can see here, we have top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel campaigns. But at the same time, this is not the same as you might think because top of the funnel, in my case, is through play campaigns optimized on video views. Then middle of the funnel is landing page use campaigns, optimized on getting landing page views, traffic to the website. And then at the bottom of the funnel is basically getting sales. So this one is a bit wrong here. So I'm gonna change this to top of the funnel. This top of the funnel I would say, messenger leads campaign is basically to generate leads from Instagram messages and DMs and also Facebook DMs because this client also buys jewelry from other people. And we also want to, to get new jewelry pieces in stock, and that's how it works. All right, so first of all, let's start from our main campaign, basically, which is this one, purchase, right? As you can see, in the last 30 days generated a lot of sales. Let me just do it by like this. And so basically this is a testing campaign where we test our new ads, new angles, with a few variations for each one. So every new angle or every new variation we want to test, we bring it on here with a minimum ad spend of just 50 bucks a day. And then we are scaling them inside of this campaign. So this will be basically like a creative testing campaign and also scaling campaign at the same time. Some of them we keep at 50, some of them we scale to 80. At some point, the performance drops a lot on them because again, this is the percentage of people that will buy this kind of expensive jewelry is not a lot. And we are selling in the US here. So, but still, it happens. After spending, let's say, after scaling to some amount of money, we've seen that drops. So then we get it back to the previous number, let's say 50 or 80 when it works. Well, again, some people like this manual approach, some people don't. Some people just use CBO. This is an ABO, right? I was already thinking maybe I should switch that to an ABO, but when it's working, you just keep it working. So why would I interfere that if it's working for my clients? So, yeah, the golden rule is like, don't touch anything when it's working. You may also see that some of these campaigns are turned off, but that's because they stopped performing in the past 7 days or so, and we saw also a decline in performance in terms of the checkout price and let me show you, for example, this one was working. Sorry, let's get back to last 30 days. So this one was working really well, just simple image ad with value props and offer, right? And then here, and also some jewelry pieces, right? And here it was working really, really well. On average, our cost per checkout is 40, but as you can see, it's already higher on that one. But in the last 7 days, what we've kind of seen specifically for this account, when it stops working, when it stops producing results, we don't get any sales, then it's time to just stop at this ad, and move on and create just new variations of this winning ad and so on. And basically this is, I wouldn't say it's the stablest ad account ever, because again, it happens all the time. You launch some ads, it runs for 2 weeks or maybe even up to a month, performing well, then it just drops and stops working, right? So then you can come up with new ideas. Basically, it's good to come up ideas even upfront, so you can launch new variations weekly or new angles weekly as well, right? And don't wait while something will stop working. But yeah. By the way, before Meta's Andromeda update, our broad was working really badly, to be honest, on this account. Broad targeting was working really bad, so we used a lot of interest targeting. So if I check, let's say maximum time frame here, you'll see that we tested antique pieces for women, right? We tested, let me see what we tested, creases, female, okay, that was broad, gold jewelry, right? Then we tested expensive airlines, really ones, not the common ones, but really like almost private ones that was available at that time, like even in the beginning of this year, I think. Not sure if they removed it, but yeah. Then also okay, let me see. Estate jewelry as well, we tested these interests. So basically even just using broad and then even adding interests like a suggestion on there worked really well. So again, sometimes broad work well, and right now I think we use almost broad ads over here. Let's take a look. Right, so this is broad as well. No, this is interest, gold, estate jewelry. This is broad and broad basically. And broad is working mainly much better than before, right? But before then, like, really struggled with broad, so we used interest a lot, we used lookalikes a lot, and so on. All right, now talking about the ads that work here. So basically, founders ads worked well. Also, founders reviewing pieces by, like, showing in a hand and making a video over that worked really well. And just looking over different pieces and making a video, and then we just pull this video basically like it's founders ads UGC, and we run it, and it worked really well almost all the time. But back then, when we couldn't been able to get these type of videos from the founder, we've been using a lot of DPA ads, and DPA ads worked really well. We've tested different collections, to identify what worked well, whether it's gold jewelry or white jewelry, white gold jewelry or yellow gold jewelry, or, new pieces, or kind of like secondhand pieces as well, right? So we tested a lot of things, different collections, rings, necklaces, etc., chains as well, for men, for women as well. Of course, our main target audience is women, over 40, I would say mainly. But yeah, we test a lot of things so to identify what works well. And in the beginning, DPAs worked really well, and we used frames with value props on the sides, in the corners, to make it basically like almost like a custom image creator. So if you're not using DPA right now, you should try. Of course, it's not for every brand, but for fashion, for jewelry, it works almost all the time. It depends also how good is your offer, how good is your best sellers. Do you have the product market fit? Is it selling already or not? But if it's selling, you should try DPA ads, because usually they have lower CPMs. They have lower CPMs, and because of that, you'll get lower cost per click. And as you can see here, like, if I show you, the cost per click is pretty low, 1.8. It's like really low, to be honest. The CPM is quite high. That's right. It's quite high, I would say. Comparing to other jewelry brands which sell more affordable items, it's almost double. Yeah, and yeah, but the cost per click can be even lower, as you can see, right? Sometimes the CPM is higher, but the CTR is also higher, and then you are getting the same kind of cost per click. In this case here, as you can see, the CTR is crazy, really well. So yeah, basically you need to align your creatives as well. And I'm going to show you this great ad that worked really well here for the past 30 days. I'm just going to show you, not the specific ad, but I'm just going to hover over this, and just tell you how it works. So basically on this ad, we have, just for privacy reasons, I don't know, show some, other data. So for this ad creative, what it has the headline on top with value prop or with main offer. Then it has the piece, the jewelry piece you're selling, or let's say the new ones, the best selling ones, or some new collection ones, right? From new collection, basically. And at the bottom, it has like different value props of the store, right? Why I should trust them, basically. And also we have somewhere the brand logo somewhere there. And it worked really well here. And we just use right now, we will use this template. We will just duplicate it to use with other pieces from the new collection, from bestsellers as well. And it will be a really quick fix, and to introduce new variations, because again, we'll just use and switch the product to another one, and we have a new ad test, and that worked really well, right? What we also did here, we did also testimonial kind of ads. They have lots of reviews, which is really another good thing. So if you're selling jewelry, and if you don't have lots of reviews, at least you should have at least 100 reviews, basically. If you don't have them, then you should, create them, or even sometimes fake them if you're confident in the quality of your product. But then of course, you need to give the money back guarantee on your products, and some even a year warranty or something like that, even more. So yeah, basically that's how it is, right? Because if you don't have reviews, your conversion rate will be really low. Even if you have good presence, in terms of good quality content, etc., it doesn't matter. If you don't have reviews, you don't have trust, and people will not buy from you. So that's the biggest point here. Also, what we tried here for this client is running AI UGC ads. Basically, there are some apps that could create AI UGC, pairing those people with B-rolls, with jewelry, and then basically they were making voiceover and talking on the video using our script, following our script, and then also we just edited that you can. Of course, it looks like AI and people get it, right? But still, we were getting lots of sales, and it was like really cool video because we used it as top of the funnel video, getting new traffic into the funnel. So another cool thing to how to identify if video works on top of the funnel or bottom of the funnel is actually taking, let's say, last 30 days and looking over your frequency, over your ad sets, right? So usually it's really rare that Facebook will deliver or Meta will deliver ads, the same ad 2 times, more than 2 times for the same person. So on average, you will see the frequency for the same ad is 2 or a bit more than 2, maximum 3x, but no more than that. So then we have here the average frequency, and the average frequency is 4.5, which is actually not a bad thing for high-end jewelry pieces. Even for lower end, it depends on the high price point, I would say. But yeah, for high-end jewelry pieces, the higher frequency it's even better because again, you have different touch points. It's much harder to close client than from affordable jewelry, right? So you need to build that relationship from the beginning to the last point, to the purchase. All right, so that's not a bad thing. You have the cumulative frequency of 4.5 or even more. Because again, if you switch back to, let's say, and look at and break down by, let's say, audience segments here, that's another thing I wanted to show you. If you haven't set it up, you are missing a lot here. So make sure you go to ad account settings and set these audiences up for you. As you can see, we are not getting any spend for existing customers. We're excluding them as much as possible, and we are getting new audience into the funnel as much as possible as well. But engaged audience sees our ads on average like 18 times. Is it high? Yeah, it's high for sure, but we also use different types of ads, right? So they don't see exact same ad every time. And that's another cool thing about that. So, and then we have, of course, our engaged audience are converting much better. They have much lower CPA, and you'll see kind of like the breakdown. Here is 157, 200 for purchase here for new audience, even, which is super low, to be honest, for this kind of AOV. And yeah. So the point is that if you see the frequency is rising too fast on your ad sets or your ads, after spending like 50, 100 bucks and so on, that means this ad is not really good for top of the funnel, for getting new people into the funnel. And that will work mostly. Meta identifies this ad as bottom of the funnel or a retargeting ad, all right? So in that case, basically what you want to do, you need to, try new ads basically that will go more into other 5 stages of the funnel of awareness, right? That will touch problem aware or solution aware people. So then you can get lower frequency on them, or even unaware if you're really good at that. All right, let's now get back to the ad account shortly. And all right, here we have, as you can see, our Advantage Plus campaign. Basically, it's not the old AC, it's a new one with just one ad set, and we just collected all the best winning ads here with using post ID as well. And for the last 7 days, it also shows good performance, which is really cool. But in the beginning, it wasn't working that well, to be honest. Let's take a look when we started running this. Okay, September 9th. Okay, let's take a look. 9th to, okay, the first 5 days, as you can see, it was a bit higher, right? But we still got a few sales. And yeah, but yeah, mainly it works really good. So the big point is that, especially when you're running and selling high ticket offers or high ticket, not offers, but high ticket products, right? Like this one, like jewelry, or you're selling even something way above like 300 bucks or something like that, in fashion or any other niche, like don't judge your ads by just 2-3 days, and then turn it off. Because again, you can judge them by like early metrics like CPC, CTR, CPM, hook rate, hold rate, etc. And also early stages of the funnel, basically like add to carts, adds to carts, and also checkouts initiated as well. If you're getting that in the first 2-3 days, that's a good sign. But also you need to check engagement rate on GA4 to understand, okay, am I getting the good actually quality of traffic here or not from this ad specific? That's why I recommend you to use UTMs. And basically, so what I mean is that the decision-making cycle for these kind of products, it's a bit longer. It's not just like the same one for the 50 bucks product or 100 bucks product, right? It can be 1 week, it can be 2 weeks, it can be up to 4 weeks or even longer, right? So the point is that you need to identify these key early stage metrics that you will look at, so you will not turn the good ad off actually, right? Because this ad can work, at lower ROAS or even minus in the beginning, but you need to keep it long running. If you're getting good quality traffic, you're getting good quality metrics as well. You need to keep it running to nurture your funnel basically, because again, people will not buy this soon for you as like a thing, right? So that's the biggest issue I see across media buyers, across marketers as well. They just turn off good ads too soon, right? So then the next will be actually, just to finalizing this video, is basically having this middle of the funnel, top of the funnel campaign. In the beginning, we had only bottom of the funnel, this one. but now we added these ones just to nurture our funnel even more. The big point is here that when you use these through plays optimizations and landing pages optimization as well, you need to really narrow your target audience. So as you can see here, we tested a lot of different audiences, and we were checking the engagement or on Google Analytics and on GA4, and checking also different metrics. And here we have one for retargeting. Again, it doesn't spend a lot of money, but we have one for retargeting with some value props, with some testimonials as well, that we run just to to make people, to increase trust on our brand. And we still even got one sale from this one for a good price. And here we have also targeting lookalike 3% with 32% engagement rate. So for jewelry, 32% engagement rate is I would say it's good if your AOV is a bit higher. If your AOV is a bit way above $300, 400 or 500, or even like this one, getting 32% engagement rate is quite good, I would say. If you're getting higher, that's a good sign as well. You may be getting lower in some months, in some seasons, you may be getting higher in some other seasons of the year. So that's a big point you need to keep in mind and track how it was in the past, right? You compare that to organic traffic in J4, you compare that to Google Ads traffic, engagement rate, and so on. All right, so the point is here, you need to really optimize the placements you're running, and you need to optimize, really narrow down the audience, turn off all Advantage Plus stuff, because again, Meta here is looking to get the cheapest landing page view cost, right? And here it's getting the same, right? So that's why you need to narrow that as much as possible to only show people that will get something that you're interested in, that your ideal customers, right? So in this case, again, we created this based on lookalike of sales, and it works pretty well for us. But before that, we've tested a bunch of different lookalikes, as you can see, even some winning interest here, and they didn't work well in terms of engagement rate and so on. So you need to test it and refine for yourself. All right, now the through play campaign here. Basically, we have just one campaign here on lookalikes and lookalikes. So just one ad set targeting lookalike 5% and optimizing on through plays basically. And here I use best videos of our ads basically ever, right? Some UGC, some founder ads, and so on that worked well in terms of that. And then here you check for and here how you analyze creatives, you basically look at 3 different videos, right? And you see, okay, what you look at cost per through play, right? Which is one is the cheapest. And usually Meta spends most of the money here on the one that it's the cheapest. And then you see, okay, of course you need to take into calculation basically the longevity of this video or the length, right? And then you see, okay, how many people watched 75% out of all people that watched. And then you see, okay, 18,000 watched all video, and then almost all of them watched 75%, even more. That means that video working really well. But again, it will not be the same on sales objective as you will see on through plays. So again, so you need to compare different basically video performance only across different campaigns, right, in parallel, not just to compare that to sales campaigns, because it will be totally different. You will see much less people watching 75% of video when you run it in sales campaign, okay? And then you see, okay, and this one plays 37, but this one is much longer, as I know as well. But again, we still kept it running, and we just let Meta identify which is the winning one, and this was the winning one, and this is ad also worked well previously on sales, so that's why I'm keeping it here as well. So guys, quite a long video here, but if you enjoyed, press a like here below, and also subscribe to my channel to get more videos like that. And you can also make notification for yourself to not to miss new videos basically. If you're a founder or owner of a fashion brand or jewelry brand and so on, and you don't know why your ads are not working, you can also DM me on LinkedIn. I will also leave a link below here, and we can start from there. Basically, we can just review your ad account and understand, okay, and show you missing opportunities, because we work with quite a lot of brands in fashion industry, in jewelry industry, and we understand, okay, what's the biggest issue with them. So yeah, welcome.